Those trio, I think, are being caught by the 31 of Pugliese and Hakim.
Peter, that's what this series is all about. Equal machinery, it's about talent. Tight in third position. Daniel just behind.
Danish on the number 13.
Carter Thompson there in 6th place with Sullivan Mounty up from 11th, and how well you can work the motorcycle underneath you, and Fernandez doing superb behind him as well. Here is that fast and flowing section of the track. That's not really an overtaking spot, Christian, but on the grid there in 7th as well, just off the back of this group, so we're really seeing it properly strung out, Peter.
He is, and he's battling with Carter Thompson. Carter Thompson, as I say, you know, he didn't, he was fastest in
he didn't quite make it stick there, so we got track limits warnings for Agostinelli, Brown, Monignane. This is absolutely fascinating. I wonder what the conditions are like out there. I mean, the pace.
First pre-practice session, he made a mess of qualifying as well, but obviously got things sorted now. And
Danish.
Hakim Danish, yeah, that is very much a warning. All three of us getting
drilled out here. I mean, you got 2 riders out the top 3 in 2:01s. Most of the others.
He's battling with the number 7 of Benyat Fernandez.
Zenmitani, the number 34.
Gain on the brakes, and it's Marco Morelli. No plan B takes the lead.
Brilliant. No plan. Apart from Pugliese and Danish, they're in 2:02s. Everybody else in minimum 2:03. So it's just Asia Talent Cup champion. Started 23rd on the grid. He is up into 13th now. So he's a real be up there once again. He's been a little bit quiet this year, hasn't he? Not what we expected. Red hot pace like the sun out there at the moment from these leaders.
And pole time was
been a big beneficiaries. Benyat Fernandez falls way back down the order to 12th place from the Argentinian. Kicked off the year with a 5th and a 4th place finish. He got
2:01.95, and Veda Pratama has just done a 2:02.
In the final corner, must have run wide there. But yes, Mitani, Japan, got his first podium in Le Mans Race 2. He's not been on the podium since. But this is what...
Yeah, 2:02.0, so he's almost on his pole time. David Gonzalez is under...
This is probably the most exciting rider to come out of the Asia Talent Cup for you lot since we want to see from Morelli.
Yeah, he had 2 wins last year, and we want to see him on the top 7. The pole time at 2:01.71.
Well, this is absolutely fascinating. Certain Tayo for Risato.
Yeah, and Zen, he was another one of those who made a mess of qualifying, and that is what podium. And Brian desperately trying to keep his KTM off the green stuff there as he chases.
And you see Mitani and Ramadipa having their own little battle back in 8th and 9th on our timing screens as a swap.
He started on the 8th row of the grid. He was much quicker in the free practice sessions.
Well then, Peter, we have
Morelli away from the first corner.
And of course, him and Morelli came to blows back in Sachsenring, didn't they? And over from there, got to give a shout out to Thompson and Mousy. That's a good start for them. Thompson could have expected Spain leading Malaysia, leading Indonesia. Veda Pratama. Look at the gap then with the chasers. They are on it. They are gonna catch them, I think. Expected him to be in this front group, perhaps with his pace and qualification, but not today. Fast is well and truly on the case, isn't he?
Yeah,
chasing down the leading duo. Peter, it was 0.6 of a second as they come. This lap of the race goes to Hakim Danish on the back of this group, the number 13 Malaysian rider there, doing very, very well.
And he's going to pick up a double slipstream in a minute, isn't he? As he already is. He'll get sucked into those 3. He was
come across the first intermediate split there, so I think that's it. The leading pack have been, well indeed, our championship leader, 4 second places so far this year. This is where he took his first Rookies Cup victory.
Super late on the brakes of the first lap. I wonder if he's going to do the same thing again. Can he go from 3rd to 2nd to 1st?
Caught officially. Fastest rider on track is that rider there, number 7 of Benyat Fernandez. And last year, as he nearly gets wiped out there by, he nearly took out their juniors. We have not seen an Indonesian rider battling at the front of Rookies Cup like this and being this.
Of course, that group of 5 punches a big hole in the air, and that drags the other guys into the slipstream.
Pugliese, it was 31 on 13. That was a tough move. So it gets turn 3 is not exciting since Mario Aggi was Super Mario, and that little pint-sized rocket he was several years ago.
Very effectively. So it's Brian Iriarte takes up the lead from Veda Pratama.
So heavy on the brake. Your stereotypical overtaking spot.
No, it isn't. But meanwhile, I was interested. I was watching Brian Uriarte
now, but Pratama, he's all over the back now of Hakim Danish. This is really, and it's really steep downhill into turn 4 there. You can see the rear wheel of Uriarte is just popping off the
there as he tries to hang on to Veda Pratama. He didn't look quite as smooth and cool and
great to see.
Absolutely superb stuff. Now, he didn't fly past them on the brakes. He wasn't quite
ground momentarily. As they now come into the fastest sweeping section as gear
precise as he normally does. I wonder if he's just having to push quite hard to stay quite close enough on that lap, but he's going to be close now on the run in down to the
plonk. First rider to have a long lap penalty for exceeding track limits.
With the leader, the number 54, the Indonesian Veda Pratama.
Pratama taking
final tight left-hander to end lap 3. These guys are
20th spot at the moment. That'll move him down, likely to last.
Right, and as you were talking,
in such a different, well, I mean, all 5 of them doing completely different lines there through the reverse corkscrew.
Super quick pace.
Would like to make a correction of myself as we see Veda Pratama going up the inside. Then he's
about, you know, using up your tyres too much. These Pirellis are really superb tyres. They do
drop there. You're absolutely right. It is so downhill there. You cannot imagine it. Well, that's not normally a place you overtake, is it? Goodness me.
No.
Sorry, Peter. I was going to correct myself. We said that Singapore
off. The performance does fade away slightly, but it's very, very predictable. So the guys can feel what's happening.
Just your TV screens. How they're not just folding the front every time. Well, that's why they're in. Pong went down in the opening crash. It wasn't him, it was actually Lucas Brown, so our live timing was entirely
happening, and usually doesn't give them any nasty surprises. It's Brian Uriarte that leads.
Zurki's we're in the commentary box.
Well, that's right, and as I say, they go through the gearbox and through the left-hander in
wrong. Not sure what happened there, but Singapore unfortunately started sick, down in 21st.
But up the inside now, it's David Gonzalez there on the number 11 into second place.
I think I saw,
and they just go second, third, fourth. You know, it's so steep down there that they're just as quickly as they can. Yeah, so maybe he was involved in that. Anyway,
maybe he was the rider that went wide or something over the gravel.
Right, so Veda.
Or Christian Daniel pushing Marco Morelli rather wide there in towards the penultimate turn.
And change the gear, they do so. So there is the number 13 of Hakim Danish, our points leader. But he's yet to win. Up the inside, no, on Uriarte. No, he can't do it. But he's got past Hakim Danish.
There we have the weave-in. Riders trying to avoid the other riders catching too much of a slipstream. Morelli up
the race this year. He's frustrated by that. More frustrated is Brian Uriarte, who's won 2 races. The pole man, and Veda now sitting in a very threatening looking second place behind Brian.
The inside of Daniel again just slots it there, goes a little bit wide onto the green then, so he might himself
races and twice been knocked off, and once by Hakim Danish.
Yeah, and he wants to be running away with it by